Let's see, here we go. Welcome back to Improvision Entertainment. My name is Hunterman.
My name is Ryan.
And this is Euro Truck Simulator 2, in which we are going from Tallinn Est? I don't know. What is Est? Estonia? I don't know. We're going to Erzberg, Denmark. Where is this? I don't know. Is Estonia even a country? Do I even have some clue what I'm talking about? In any event, we are taking a yacht to Erzberg, which will be the second part of the achievement, whatever floats your boat. We have to do 3 yachts, so we're doing yachts. Yachts are usually timely and expensive because rich people want their yachts at the marina for their big event, and they don't plan ahead because rich people. We're going to be traveling some roads that we haven't been to before, and also taking a ferry we haven't been on before, which is good because there is a long-term achievement for hitting every ferry in the game, I believe.
Nice.
So we're making achievement progress. That's what people voted on, was for me to make achievement progress. Hold on, make sure I've got my chats up like they're supposed to. There we go. Oops. But then I have to click back to the game in order to control it, because I can't just control it because it's in a window. That would be nice, but no, that's not how that works. Do 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 do.
I'm gonna have to figure out this subscription thing because I thought I just linked my Prime and my Twitch account, but it's still doing.
Might take a few minutes, but you should be able to refresh on the subscription page. I've never actually done it myself, but because I don't have the money for Prime.
Oh, there's a toggle for it. Okay, I see. And bada boom.
RK Hulinator subscribed with Prime. Thank you so much, Ryan. That is most appreciated.
Yeah, happy to help you out. Absolutely.
That's $2.50. That isn't going in Jeff Bezos' pockets anymore. Take that, capitalist.
Take that, Bezos. He
Give me those Bezos bucks. He don't need them.
Yeah, you don't need to go to Mars.
I mean, to be fair, as humanity, we kind of need to go to Mars. Currently there is no Planet B, and we need a Planet B.
We do? It's that bad?
For the long-term existence of the human race, we do need to be on more than one planet. Heck, it would be pretty good if we could, make use of the moon, but I'm pretty sure as a place to go, Mars is more... I mean, it's certainly further away, but it's more important in the long run, because Mars actually has an atmosphere that we could theoretically do something about.
And then continue straight on.
What?
The moon doesn't have an atmosphere.
Straight on.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know the moon doesn't have an atmosphere?
No. I thought all planets generate. I didn't know that.
No. It's what's left over in your primordial situation from when your location was forming, and or based on other like for example, the reason the moon is the color it is, the reason it's composed of what it's composed of, is because we're pretty sure that the moon's existence was that it was a different protoplanet that smacked into Earth at some point, left a lot of its material on Earth, and got left with all the shoddy, not important stuff as what it eventually turned into spheroid and became the moon, but it left all the atmospheric material with the Earth. So yeah, not everything has a, like, I don't think Pluto has an atmosphere, for example, but then again, Pluto is also not a planet. Pluto is a dwarf planet.
Right. I thought it was a dwarf star or a gas giant.
No. Pluto is not made of gas, so it is not a gas giant. It is also very small, so it'd be like a gas. I guess it'd be like a gas dwarf, but we don't usually have those. I don't think. I've never heard of a gas dwarf actually. They might exist.
Gravy Coffee, welcome back. I'll never get tired of saying that name.
You might. It might happen.
Nothing. It might, but it's pretty cool.
Did you know that Pluto is actually part of a binary planetary system?
I did not.
I'm forgetting the name of Pluto's, what we originally thought was Pluto's moon, but the difference is between a regular a planet or a dwarf planet and one that's in a binary system is like, for example, right now, the moon is going around the Earth, and it's going around the Earth, but it's specifically going around a gravitational point that is inside of the Earth. In order to count as a binary system, which the moon and the Earth are not, as like an actual like orbiting each other, the gravity that they have to be circling around has to be in the empty space between the two of them. So since the moon and the Earth are rotating around a gravity center that is in the Earth, then the moon is rotating around the Earth. But since Pluto and its moon are actually rotating around a gravity source that is between the two of them, they're actually a binary dwarf planetary system because that gravity is between them, not in either one of them. Does that make sense?
Well,
We'll be typing for like 10 minutes. That's okay. You don't have to type. You can just hang out. Oh, that green light is ending. I'm not gonna risk that. I don't want any more fines. I'm tired of fines.
Or come to our cool Discord, Raven Copy. Hop in this voice thing. Dialogue tree.
I mean, that's certainly possible.
Yeah.
I mean, they wouldn't be able to hop into the dialogue tree. You have to be dragged there if you're not like in a special group. But like, you can.
Yeah. I didn't mean to offer that. Sorry. Didn't.
Oh no. I mean, we'd be a little bit careful about first time or second time person being like who we've not actually spoken to before. But dialogue tree is actually invisible to most of the people on the server. So. Which is why you didn't see it. Like, same deal.
Yeah, that's right. There was that whole debacle for a good while.
I mean, it was like a couple of minutes.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna hop on Will It Run and see if my computer that I am up on can play Euro Truck Simulator 2, so I can put this to bed. Is that a pretty reliable website for checking these things, do you think?
I do not know. I don't usually trust any of those websites, if I'm being totally honest. My experience is, what is its minimum requirements and do I meet it? And then when I start playing it, if I lower all the stats to try and make it playable and it just won't become playable, ask for a refund.
Okay. And is Steam pretty good about giving refunds?
Yeah, Steam has an official refund policy now, which I believe is 30 days if you don't play it, or might be like 2 weeks if you don't play it, or 4 hours of playtime if you start playing it. And if you're trying to troubleshoot a game and get it to start working, then 4 hours should probably be enough time from the time like you figured it out.
That's a very generous return policy. Take note, Sony and PlayStation. I mean Sony and Microsoft.
Yeah, Microsoft doesn't abide by their return policy super strictly if you don't ask for it very often. There was one time way at the start of Xbox One where kind of like the modern Battlefields have never worked when they launch. Battlefield 4 did not fucking work for me, and it was so annoying because I had friends who were in the apartment who were playing the game, and they would have better, not totally non-buggy experiences, but they would have better experiences. But I could not play a game to the end of a match, and back then, if you didn't play to the end of a Battlefield match, none of your experience points counted. So I was making no progress, and I couldn't unlock anything in the game, and I had to ask for a refund. And I actually ended up getting Forza Motorsport 5. And I didn't really play it that much, but I mean, it ran, unlike Battlefield 4. But But their official policy was like they don't do returns, but, and that's generally Microsoft's official policies. They don't do returns, but, and that but is like, but did you buy Cyberpunk 2077? Okay, we understand. You can get a refund on that.
I think everyone understands. Yeah,
Go straight on.
that game was not what a lot of people wanted it to be.
I was surprised how much that game was not what it said it was going to be. That's what got me about it and Destiny. Those were both kind of like, and No Man's Sky. Those were kind of like crazy amounts of lies.
But I'll have to say this: No Man's Sky.
Helsinki
with all the
discovered.
updates now. It is a wonderful game now.
Turn left.
I mean, it's in Game Pass. I could play it at any point. If somebody suggested for me to play it in the suggestion blank on the current poll, it would show up in a poll later in the year, because I believe I do technically have access to it. Hi. What made you think that was your turn? Have I misunderstood this? There's some. Was that not a four-way stop? That looked like a four-way stop to me. Was that a two-way stop? Because that person was just like, I'm driving out into the intersection. I'm like, I'm here. You should not do that. Luckily,
I'm
they
not
stopped before they
watching
hit me.
right now, so I can't.
Well, you
confirm
don't
or
have to
deny.
constantly say that you're not watching, Ryan. You can just imagine
Alright.
from my description.
Yeah, I know, but I like to.
I thought you were. Because you have it open on the laptop, don't you? What the hell? It's 20 through here. It's 20 through here.
Yeah, I'm on Steam currently checking Euro Truck Simulator 2 and seeing if my lovely PC can run it.
Oh man. Oh, that's right. I can't actually tell it to cruise control at that lowest speed. I forgot about that. So it actually just started to slow me the hell down. Do 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 do. Every time I start playing one of these games, I start thinking about like how I'd like to be playing City Skylines because of all the city stuff, and then on top of that, I really want some game that lets me do like a city planner game, but then also like be on the ground and play it, like drive around taxi cabs or do trucking missions or something like that. Like to just, even if it looks super generic, I'm okay with a game that looks like PS2 level Grand Theft Auto graphics. Like if we could do that, that would be pretty good. I would really enjoy that.
Yeah,
I think.
You know, when you mentioned that you liked city planning, I thought, oh, they must love it. She must love City Skylines.
I do love City Skylines, though I do think it's probably about time for a sequel.
Really?
Oh yeah, they're clearly running out of ideas with their expansions, and there's some core gameplay. Oh no, it's raining. That means a lot more in Euro Truck than it does in American Truck. In Euro Truck, you seem to be a lot more slippery than you are in American Truck when it's raining. So we're gonna be a little careful here.
This game is only $20.
That's right now. I expect it to go on sale next week because, like I said, an expansion is coming out.
Oh, nice. So that would be the prime time to buy it if I were to.
Yep, and like I recommended to other people, you don't have to pick up all the expansions. You could play the game first, see if you like it, and then the expansions will also be on sale. It just so happens that one time when I picked it up on a whim, I forget. I think it might have even been $5, like the core game, because you know the expansions are more expensive at this point because they're newer. I think it might have been $5. I picked it up, and then everything else was still on sale for like 2 more weeks. So by the time I played it for 2 weeks, I was like, before these are not on sale anymore, I think I'm gonna pick up some of them. And then I picked up like some more states.
What price does this game usually drop to when it goes on sale? Is there like a price that it'll like $9 or something, or?
It will be $9 or less. Oftentimes it will be in a bundle with American Truck Simulator. Oftentimes it'll be in a giant bundle of everything, but that's usually way expensive.
Okay, so I'm looking at the minimum requirements. The processor is a dual-core CPU, but it's 2.4 gigahertz.
Oh my god, hold
I
on.
ha-
Oh no,
yeah.
that's super unfortunate. Oh well, looks like we're doing a... Yeah, I can't really grab this later. Alright, we're doing a Twitch exclusive. This is not recording for some reason.
Oh,
Take the second
oh.
Oh well.
My processing power is only 2300 megahertz though. So, boo.
2.3 gigahertz? Is that what...
It said the requirements say 2.3. The requirements say 2.4 gigahertz minimum.
And you have 2.3?
I have 2300 megahertz, which I assume equates to 2.3 gigahertz.
It does.
Yeah. So that is unfortunate. Is there any way to boost your processing power? Can I boost
Not unless your machine is so old it has a turbo button.
for points? Can I boost for a whole 0.1 gigahertz?
How old is your box, Ryan?
Does it say that anywhere?
Okay, so you've got a laptop?
Yes.
What model laptop is it? Like what make and model?
Let me see. Microsoft model HP laptop 15-GW0XXX.
Uh,
Yeah. That is what it says.
I'm gonna
man.
guess mid 2000s.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, hello, what's this?
Hello.
Cars wrecked on the side of the road. No, stop long necking! Go faster! Long necking is not acceptable.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get a job, save money, and buy me a machine that can run everything I need to.
Yeah, I technically have that money right now, but also that money might evaporate immediately if I try and fix one tooth.
Oh, because healthcare and fixing any
Because
part of
not
your
having
body.
healthcare.
Oh, oh yeah, I remember you saying you don't have insurance.
Well, that wouldn't matter anyway, Ryan, because healthcare does not cover your teeth or your eyes.
Oh, yeah, man.
And this would be teeth. So that, yeah.
I gotcha. My apologies.
I mean, it's not your fault. It's America's fault because we don't have universal healthcare like every other developed nation in the world does.
Boom.
left.
I guess I could download the recording and chop out this thing. But I have to remember which one it is.
Oh, you can do that? Cool.
Yeah, it will be a lesser quality, but basically, if you are seeing this later on YouTube, then that's what happened. That's why it doesn't maybe look as good as the recordings before and after it. Presuming that I don't have that same thing happen after. I don't know why I didn't hit record. Oh, that reminds me. What time is it? Okay, I got 2 hours before I lose control of my vehicle. Which I learned the other night. Because I'm playing in windowed mode, and so I've got a software switchboard for my sound, right? It's the potato. That's what I say all the time. It's the potato. Well, it's a thing. It's a potato. Voice meter potato. It's pretty good, but the problem is that every 6 hours it jumps in front of you and be like, "Hey, you should pay for me." And last night when it did that, I was driving, and because I'm now playing the game in... Oh, I got a speeding ticket. Well, fuck it. I'll just keep going the speed then. Fuck you. It's not like you're gonna pull me over. You're on the other lane. But in any event, it happened... and because I'm now playing the game in window mode, which I did not used to do, now when that happens, it pulls me out of the game and doesn't pause the game.
Keep right.
Oh.
So it took my controls away from me and it drove me off the road. Luckily, I didn't like totally demolish everything, but like I took some truck and trailer damage, even though I didn't take cargo damage. And it happened because the potato jumped in front of me. Like I just randomly, for everybody's entertainment, I just fucking went off the road and just came to a stop in the grass. And I didn't realize immediately what had happened because even though it took my focus and therefore it took my controls, it didn't visually pause the game. So that's the difference, is that when it did that, it didn't pause the game, and because it didn't pause the game kept driving, and my controls didn't do anything anymore, and I didn't know why, because it was over there on the second screen that I'm not often looking at. I mean, I try and keep it in the corner of my eye because it's got chat on it, but like normally I can see when something on the screen changes, so that I'll look over and I'll see what it was, and it's usually chat. But
Not that I endorse this, but there is probably a way to get that software.
yeah, there is probably a way to get that software to what you are about to say. But alternatively,
Yeah.
if I use it often, I could pay for it. But if it's
Right.
just going to let me... The thing is, the longer I don't pay for it, I think what's happening is... you know that little countdown timer that basically Shareware has, where it's like... you can't click past this window until you wait a certain number of seconds. I think that is extending about 10 seconds every week that I am not paying for the program. Because now when it pops up, I can't make the box go away for over 3 minutes now.
Wow.
And it is a product I use and a software I use, but at the same time, like, I don't know if getting a new computer and changing my setup will even require me to need it. So if I can keep using it for free right now, I will. But it is if I was making money, it would be worth the money to just pay for it. Like, I have no problem paying for
Right.
things that are worth it.
Well, I wonder if you could reach out to the company, say, "Hey, I'm a Twitch streamer. Can you guys help me out? I use your
Probably not.
Okay, all right. I didn't know
I mean, if I get myself
that.
like 10,000 followers, I might be able to like ask Pepsi for a sponsorship. That would be pretty good.
Well, you're not Ninja or Doctor Disrespect. I'm trying to.
They don't normally go for Pepsi. That's more of a like Grandpa Pooh Bear goes for like Red Bull and stuff like that. You know.
Oh, nice.
But I've never had a Red Bull, so I don't even know what they taste like.
Your streamers, yeah. I've never seen a single Doctor Disrespect or Ninja stream.
I have also not. I've only heard people talk about him. Or Mr.
Yeah.
Beast.
Yeah,
Mr. Beast.
He's really big on
Or
YouTube,
PewDiePie.
too.
Never really watched a PewDiePie. I watched when PewDiePie hired people to do Nazi things, and I was like, oh yeah, he seems like a bad person. And then I stopped. Then I never looked at anything else again. But you know.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that whole.
Okay, let me see. How much time is left in this? Okay. I'm going to travel past Copenhagen again, but not into Copenhagen. Alright, so I have 8 hours until I rest and 11 hours on this trip. So I am calculated to have sleep at some point. So like I can't get to my destination without going to sleep one time. Oh, but I got 34 hours to make this drop off, so I got plenty of time. So where do we want to stop? Could I stop in Copenhagen? I might be able to stop in Copenhagen. That would be pretty good. Nah,
So are any of the bigger cities like fully modeled? I wonder.
I mean, not fully modeled, but they're pretty modeled.
Oh, okay, cool. I would like to see that personally. I would like to see Copenhagen, Denmark. I believe that's in Denmark.
All right, we'll see when we get closer if that's where my like gas and fuel is like and sleep is running out.
Ooh, I like that bridge or that structure there.
Yep. Oh,
Very good.
speaking of which, hey, we got a special situation right now. We got and Atina or Etene, I think might be how you say it. He has leveled up, but also it looks like we can afford a new garage in Turkey, home country area. We want to purchase it large. Well, let's get this one that's a little further away. Okay,
Guessing
now...
that just adds more storage for...
Well, that adds the ability to have more trucks parked and therefore more employees. So now I can have 5 more employees, but also importantly, the garages are something that I'm aiming for specifically in Turkey because there is a specific achievement for having a garage in every town. You can have a garage in your headquarters country. And since my headquarters is in Istanbul, Turkey, then that's where my headquarters is. So now I'm probably not going to immediately buy the second garage because I like money. So when we get to around 120,000 euros, which may happen during the course of this trip, depending on how many drivers come in, but probably won't. But it might happen because we drop off this yacht. I will go ahead and hire another driver, and I will fill up that garage before I get to the next garage in Turkey. And that'll be another achievement today. So we're doing achievements today. That's the kind of the whole thing we're doing. Like right now, income $6,000 from driver Jana. There you go. So that's a little bit more money on top of the pile.
Good job, Jana.
But like, yeah, lots. Basically, you got to keep in mind that generally speaking, you're not going into city centers as truck. So
that makes sense. I feel like that's realistic.
Like, I mean, sometimes we're not. Usually, there's a throughway that's very specifically for trucks. Like, for example, there is a road. What's happening? Did I lose my steering wheel already? No. Okay, what's going on? What the fuck? I just started sliding to the. Oh, it's raining. Damn it! I was going too fast with too much. I didn't realize in my brain, the rain is not very clear that it's going to be affecting you. Is my biggest problem with the rain. Like, it is raining, so suddenly your vehicle slides more with its weight. And it's not... It doesn't feel like it does that in an American truck, and it's something that happens infrequently enough that I forget that it's a thing.
I can appreciate what is happening.
Let's see. I don't think I put any damage on... I didn't put any damage on the trailer, but I did bash up the front of the truck a little bit, so that's unfortunate.
I appreciate that the game has that mechanic in there, so I'm just glad that it adds an extra challenge for you.
I mean, yeah. I think modern trucks might have like proximity warnings, but if I had proximity warning on, the way I drive with this controller, I'd be having that proximity warning go off all the time.
Oh wow.
Go straight on.
Someday, if this game still exists and I have the money, you know, a steering wheel would be in order, because then I could play a steering wheel with a bunch of other things. Hopefully you have a steering wheel that would work with Xbox or PC. Then that would be pretty good.
Dude, yeah. I mean, if I was thinking a steering wheel for Bus Simulator 2021, that's my dream. Like on Xbox, and if I got a PC that could run this and a steering wheel that would also work for that, that would be sick.
The real trick is that, you know, I don't necessarily want to be moving all the time to do something cool, and which is why I like video games anyway. That's why I play arcade sports games. But that has a lot more to do with, like, the fact that my feet have no arch. And it's just painful. It's painful to stand, period, regardless of doing anything else.
Gosh.
Yeah, I can distract my brain for long periods of time. I mean, I've LARPed, so I do a lot of standing while LARPing, but the thing is, while I'm LARPing, I'm interacting, I'm talking, I'm distracting my brain from the fact that, hey, you're standing still, it hurts. You know? Like...
Well, it's your brain, I think, is distracted by you're doing something that you enjoy, So it tells your body to back the. I don't know if I can cuss. I won't.
You can cuss.
It tells your body to back the fuck off.
Well,
for a bit.
The biggest problem with the most pain I've ever been in with regards to my feet was that one time for Earth Sciences we went on a hike. It was a 10-mile hike. It was 5 miles one direction and 5 miles back, and I made it the first 5 miles, but I was like, okay, so I should probably rest my feet right now, and that was the wrong call. Everybody else sat down to eat food, and I took the time figuring how long it took me to get there, how much time it should take me to get back, and I rested for like 40 minutes before, and having something to eat before I turned around and started walking back. If I had just kept walking, I might have been able to make it, but like the number of people who I was ahead of, who were passing me because I had to stop every foot and a half because I could not continue forward, like to the point where the sun was going down, and somebody came back and found me and was like, Tyler, come on, you can't just you can't just basically lollygag. You can't just lollygag. We gotta go. Like the bus is waiting. I'm like, is the bus going to leave without me? Is somebody gonna come here and pick me up and carry me the rest of the way? Because I can't do this. This hurts too much. Like at mile 7.5, I was in immense pain, and I had 2.5 more miles to go. And that was like a Friday, right? So by Monday morning, I was arguing with my mom, please do not send me to school. I can't walk. I can't. It hurts too much. And it was 3 days later. I didn't stop hurting from that walk for 11 days.
Wow. The funny thing I've learned about the
partially because I kept having to go to school and they wouldn't let me stay home and heal my feet. Like, but I mean, taking that into account, 11 days.
Yeah, the human body likes repetition though. Like if we start doing something like that's why exercise is so beneficial, because our body is very adaptable, I guess. If we do vigorous exercises and whatnot, it wants us to keep doing them.
Once you get into a but the thing is, I can't do that with exercises because the exercises hurt.
Oh, right. Your body was protesting.
For example, I love hockey, but every time I've tried to ever ice skate, because my feet have no arch, I can't stand with a blade in the middle of my foot because it just feels like I'm pressing a literal blade up into my foot. Like I just clump over to one side or the other. I have no balance on such a small, narrow width, basically, and it's really messed up.
I have a similar. I don't like ice skating.
I like ice just fine.
Well, I don't like ice skating because it's painful for me. I mean, and it takes a little bit of skill.
Like, I was having a realization, okay, so the reason my teeth are so bad is because I haven't been taking care of them. But I haven't been taking care of them because I took care of them for a long period of time, right? Almost from, like, all the way at the beginning to, like, I don't know, beginning of college. Like, I was doing perfectly fine, but then... And I didn't think about this till the other night. I'll put this in perspective in a second. But basically, I went from having like 1 or 2 cavities every few years. Like at the point at which I'm telling the next part of my story, I had like 1 or 2 cavities. But then suddenly, I had 12 cavities. And I was brushing like 3 times a day. And I was flossing. And I could not for the life of me figure it out. So I was doing more than I needed to do to keep my teeth in check. And then my teeth were super bad off, and I was like, oh, so all this flossing and brushing and stuff is complete bullshit. It's totally random whether your teeth will fall apart or not. Well, then I don't need to do it anymore. Like, because I've been 3 times a day and flossing and taking excellent care of my teeth, and how are you going to get 12 cavities from that? Flash forward, many years later, this is like the same dentist's office that told me that, that one of the doctors in there told me that my gums were necrotic, and that I was going to, and that if I didn't do something about it, that I was going to die. And I had some some medication from the dentist a few minutes earlier, and it kicked in right at that moment, right? And when it kicked in, I started feeling woozy and like dizzy, and I started falling out of the chair, and I started to panic because I was like, "Do you mean right now? Like I'm going to die right now? Is that what you're saying? I'm going to die right now?" Like, that turned into a whole 48 hours of getting a second and third opinion from actual doctors, which cost my family like over $1,000, and they confirmed that my gums were not necrotic, that I wasn't going to die, and every time I went to that dentist from there on out, I had to tell them, make sure Dr. Wilson, make sure Wilson never sees me. It is not okay for Wilson to see me. But what I hadn't considered until a few days ago was he may have been lying for me to like have to pay for a procedure I didn't need to make them more money. And maybe all those years ago, when I was taking such good care of my teeth, that when they told me out of fucking nowhere that I had 12 cavities, maybe they were lying. Maybe I didn't have 12 cavities. I did not consider that until recently this week, when I had to deal with the dentist being like, well, I mean, if you'd been taking care of your, teeth and stuff like that, I'm like, I did for a while, man, but like, I did better than everybody else, and it didn't make a difference. But I was not thinking, after that incident where the dude told me I was going to die, which was a lie, I was not thinking, oh, welcome, Gravy. I was not thinking that maybe that other time years earlier, I didn't actually have, like, maybe there was some, like, darker areas of my teeth or something like that, places I didn't reach, like, maybe it was on the cusp of it could be a cavity, and they just like, oh no, they're all cavities, so you have to pay for all of them. Like, maybe that's what happened in that, but that smack in the face dissuaded me from properly taking care of my teeth ever again, because I dare use the word, but I was basically religious about taking care of my teeth up until that point. And that just ruined me.
There's a bigger issue here that is terrifying to me to think about personally. That the people we pay money to take care of us, like our doctors, our healthcare professionals, might be lying to us.
Well,
or not.
Well, that's the thing. All right, so to Gravy's point, and for like 3 hours, how long have you been live stream for? Actually, you were here almost from the beginning, Gravy. So yeah, my stream counter says 2 hours 47 minutes right now. So you've been here pretty much. You were here right around when Ryan had to leave, and Ryan was here at the beginning. So, but yeah, the thing is, kind of what I was saying, Ryan, is that he may not have been, like, when that happened, that may not have been... What is this emergency vehicle doing in front of me? They're really messing with me. They may not have been lying, but they may have embellished. Like I said, there may have been, like, some brown areas of my teeth or something like that, things that they, like, if you don't take care of them, they're going to be cavities. And they just decided instead, for monetary purposes, to say that they're cavities. Because one of the things... I don't know if... You might experience this. It's kind of a... It's not typecasting. Typecasting is when it happens in film and video. Profiling. My profile of being white, and people have done this to me on stream plenty of times, my profile of being white is that I'm automatically rich. That I'm well off, that my family is well-to-do, that we have money, and my ability to stream games in good quality does not dissuade people from that belief. You got 12 minutes? Oh, well, it's been good to have you, Gravy, so I'll see you in the future. I hope you had a good time.
Be well.
Oh, I can't see your profile picture right now. So, like, people will show up on stream and automatically think, like, I understand that I have white privilege, and I'm not saying that I don't, but I am saying that people think I have a lot more money, and I have a lot more sway and say in my life than I do because I'm white. So my belief is that because my parents had proper dental care and that for a while there I was on their plan, that it wasn't a big deal to say that the kid had cavities because the dental insurance would cover it and that was money they could make. You see what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't have to be evil. It doesn't have to be lying. It just has to be the bias and then going, well, like, kid probably isn't necessarily like, it's safe to say kids are not properly brushing their teeth because lots of kids are not. They were wrong in that case. I was super brushing my teeth. Like, I was to the point where I believe that I must have been scraping the enamel off my teeth or something is the only explanation that I could think of. That I had brushed so much that I had actually made my teeth weaker. That's the only conclusion I could come to as a kid at that point. Like, as a young adult, I should say. But, I mean, generally speaking, doctors don't lie to you, but they do lack information. Lots of doctors don't take any education in nutrition, for example. In nutrition, your diet is a huge part of what makes up your body, as far as, like, how well in actual, like, without being in shape you are.
Here,
can you put a link in your chat to the Discord I want to join? Ryan, can you do that for me while I've got my hands on the wheel?
Yeah, I'll Gravy, give me a couple minutes, please. I'm on
minutes?
my laptop, so...
It's exclamation point Discord.
Keep running.
Oh, wait, there are commands?
Yeah, there's Nightbot. Just do exclamation point Discord in the chat, and that'll hook you up.
Right.
Exiting right.
Oh, nice. Fancy. What a world we live in.
Yeah, I even got some cheat codes in there too.
Man, I haven't used the keyboard. This is sad.
What do you mean you haven't used it? It's exclamation point is over the 1. You hold shift and you press 1.
That's what's sad. It took me too long to find the escape.
There you go.
There you go, Gravy.
Nightbot with the Improvision Entertainment Discord server.
Old man Ryan.
You're younger than I am. Most of my friends are younger than I am.
Yeah.
I think. Wait, we're not the same age, right? You're younger, right?
I'm 33.
Oh, well, you're 7 years younger than I am.
I don't know how to feel about that statement.
That's okay. I'm the one who gets to feel old for it, so there you go.
Okay,
well, I almost hit that because I looked down.
If I said anything, it would either make me feel or you, so there's not really a win-win.
Oh, if you're asking how often I normally stream for Gravy, I try to stream for at least 4 hours, and I try and stream for at least 4 days a week.
Did they ask that? That's not showing up in the chat for.
Oh, asked if they recently asked how long I've been streaming for, and then earlier they asked something like that. Hold on, I'm looking for a sleep. All right, there's a bed situation there. Bed situation there. Do I need to hit? Oh wait, hold on. There's gas. Here, let's aim to hit. I don't think that's gonna get me close enough to Copenhagen to count, but that is where we're gonna plan to make a stop. There are 5 hours left in this trip, but there are 2.5 hours until I am tired, so I am gonna have to rest, and I can't nap, which would be another good mod. Can we get a mod for an alarm clock, please?
There's probably a widget that you could just throw somewhere on your...
I've looked, and people have not been making alarm clock mods for this game, as far as I can tell.
Mun, I was going to ask you something about my gaming PC situation.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it would be viable, financially speaking, to build a gaming PC to buy a prefab one? Or should I look at getting a Steam Deck?
I don't actually know how much a Steam Deck is, but I am generally against, and this is going to be weird to say as a Mac user, but I am generally against
Go straight
having a set box that just is for Windows computing. I prefer having a decently sized case that I can switch out parts for as needed. That is my personal preferred. And also, I do not buy boxes, because buying boxes is kind of like getting fast food. It's you get charged convenience. If you have someone like me or Daniel or Ulrich who might be able to help you put together the pieces for a box and do it yourself, you will save money and you will have a better box for it, generally speaking.
Well, here's the thing, though. On Amazon, I've seen some pretty good deals. Like,
Are they recommended by Amazon?
Oh, I know where you're going with that. Yeah.
I'm going right here to my switcher that's to the side over here that does not put fucking surround sound through the switcher. What the hell?
Well, but I'm just saying, man. I mean, a lot of them come with a monitor. Even like I could get a prefab out of the box with a monitor, which is pretty cool.
I think you're looking for pre-built. Prefabbed is something else.
No, that's not the word. Okay, pre-built.
Prefab is prefabricated, meaning that the whole thing was built ahead of time for. It might apply, but it feels like it shouldn't apply. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay, I'm bad.
I could be wrong about that. I might be nitpicking unnecessarily, but I'm pretty sure. Uh-oh. Does this yacht go under this sign? Jeez, barely.
Oh, wow. First of all, very cool looking toll booth.
I
Good
think
job, Gabe.
I think I'm in Denmark. I think I'm in Denmark, or I'm about to be in Denmark.
Yay. Oh, I'm liking the design of that highway or like the bridge here. This is cool.
Yep, it's a long bridge.
Yes. Very. I wonder if we can find this in real life. If this is actually.
I believe
modeled
so.
after something that exists.
Now, for the unrealism of my settings, you can watch all the land in the distance pop into existence.
That is not realistic.
Look, here comes the buildings.
Oh, yep. There they are. Yeah, people don't. Buildings, people. People too.
Corporations are people,
don't
my friend.
buildings don't just apparate.
I mean, not normally.
No.
If we were having that fantasy Euro Truck game that I was talking about, then they could, theoretically.
Yes. Dude, a trucking game in space? I mean, that's basically what Elite
Dangerous is. Yeah, that's space trucking. That's what we call it over here. We call that space trucking.
Space trucking. Yeah, I can play Elite Dangerous on my Xbox One. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I have copies of it for PS4 and Xbox One because there were more friends in one place than the other after I started playing it. I got people into it and they were like, "Oh, I bought a copy." Oh, we don't have crossplay. No. Crossplay is the future.
I'll totally play some Elite Dangerous with you. I'll download it tonight.
I don't know how that works. Oh, Michelle, you lost me $100. What are you doing?
Oh, because you have Series X.
Well, no, that's not why. But it's more like when you're doing Elite Dangerous, how do you do that with other people? You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, you can't really create like a private, so you'd have to go to like the public.
Whoops, I wasn't looking and I just ran over a sign.
Oh, there must be a delay because I'm just now seeing that.
Yeah, there's like a 5-second delay.
Yeah.
Hold on, I don't actually need gas.
I really like the design, like how they make some of these gas stations look different. I wonder how much effort, like, the developers put into if these are like real-world gas stations. If they
Oh no, they're real-world gas station locations, but they're not real-world gas stations. In fact,
Okay.
if you read their blog, which I do from time to time,
Oh, nice.
they actually some of the stuff that just came out in patch 1.45 for American and Euro Truck Simulator, they finally have a dedicated 2D art team. So there are renovations to a number of gas stations throughout both games to have like newer, nicer, and more interestingly detailed, more noticeable like icons and stuff like that. But generally speaking, the real world stuff is the cities and the truck brands and the truck types themselves, and occasionally they sell additional content for like flags and colors and stuff like that that sometimes support things, sometimes don't. That like they've got a Ukrainian like blue and yellow like coloring for your truck that you can purchase. That I think all of the funds go to helping Ukraine.
That's a wonderful cause.
And Russia was supposed to be out, but Russia got delayed because indefinite delay, because even though it was 4 weeks from being done, well, not to wonder why, they didn't want to be seen as trying to capitalize on the conflict and taking a stance politically. So even though the game was about to be done, or the expansion I should say was about to be done, they didn't go ahead with it. All right, let's see. So I should be good on. Yeah, I've got 10 hours of my rest to make a 17-hour trip. That should be done in 3 hours. Yeah, that sounds good. I don't know if this is going to be 1 or 2 episodes when it gets to YouTube, but I'm going to try and chop it out and we'll see what it looks like. I'll have to remember to download the thing later.
I'm really impressed by this game. I'm gonna research what the cheapest option is to get going on a gaming PC. Well, first I need a job to do that. But yes.
God damn it! Wasn't paying attention.
So I can play games such as these again. You know, I could get that NVIDIA streaming thing and
on your connection? Are you crazy?
Do that.
On your connection.
Yeah, you're right.
I am right.
That probably wouldn't be worth it for me.
No. Streaming requires you to have a good like my connection would be good for streaming except for all the times that my internet goes out.
Yeah. Well, I still don't think my latency would be, my ping would be good enough, or yeah.
Well, because you're basically downloading a full video stream and interacting with it, so
yeah,
it would require probably a little bit more power than what you've got going on your connection.
Right. Not to mention at any given time there are 10 plus devices connected to my internet at any.
Oh, really? Only 10? Those are rookie numbers. You got to bump those numbers up.
I said over 10, at least. I said at least 10. Okay. At least 10. All the cell phones in my family, when we're home, we're on Wi-Fi. Heck, probably in my room I have my PS4, my Switch, my Xbox. That's 3 right there, just in my room.
In fairness, you're probably only using one of your game consoles at one time, even though it's plugged in and maybe downloading things in the background, but...
Yeah. Yeah, but at any given time, there's at least one device in my room that's constantly connected to the internet.
Let's see, how much longer? Okay. I have a lot. Unfortunately, it's harder to keep track of how long I've been doing something if my timer for the stream isn't running. But I assume this is probably all one video file when it goes up to YouTube, because I'm within 200 kilometers of my destination.
Does your streaming software not tell you, like, how long you have for each upload, I guess?
For each
Like, how
upload? Well, I
long-
mean, it wouldn't know. That's based on YouTube and my internet connection as far as the upload goes.
Okay. Well, I mean, how long it would be when you process it? Like, what? Okay,
Like as a
what am I
guesstimation,
asking?
you got to keep in mind, Ryan, that if you're playing a game like Breath of Fire, if you're playing like Breath of Fire 1 or 2, those are pixel art games, 16-bit era. Not all the pixels on the screen are changing all the time, and the picture is less complex. So, a recording of that game for half an hour might be 1.5 gigabytes, whereas a game with this much pixel clarity and anti-aliasing and every frame changing every pixel, like is in this game, the same recording session might be 7 to 18 gigabytes or 7 to 12 gigabytes for the same amount of time, the same number of pixels, because the image is more complex. So it really depends on what you're doing, how hard you're doing it, and then on top of that, I have to worry about YouTube throttling me because I have noticed that so the size of the video increases the longer you're doing it, but it seems to go up exponentially longer in how long it takes to upload, at least in my experience on YouTube, the more you have into it. So at the point at which you're uploading something that's going to take more than an hour to upload, it might start slowing you down, is what it feels like, so that it's taking... So something you would expect at double the time of an hour should take 2 hours to upload, will actually take 2.5 to 3.5 hours to upload for some reason. I don't know if it's double checking the consistency of the large file, because at that point I'm looking at probably between 20 and 40 gigabytes, but I'm not sure what the difference is there, but something is different, and and so that's why I've gotten into the habit of, even in EuroTruck now, trying to chop the videos into shorter videos. Not because, well, there is the concern, right? There is that the video file I'm using, which should be doing heavy compression, it actually breaks if the streaming software crashes before it's done. But my streaming software crashes so infrequently, like literally the whole program closing down, that I try not to worry about that. Because doing it the other way would have bigger file size, but would close properly even if it crashed, which would be convenient, but like, since I don't crash, I'm risking it. So...
Left, and then continue straight on.
Keep left and then continue straight on. Okay. Turning high beams on.
Go straight on.
It's 15 after midnight in the game. I am 76 kilometers from my destination.
So I'm on Steam looking for a truck simulator game that I could play realistically.
Did you look up Euro Truck Simulator? Because it might probably play on your box. It's older.
Have you played many? Well, I was gonna ask if you had played many and if you could offer me a recommendation.
Nope. The only ones I've played have been American Truck and Euro Truck Simulator, not including... I played a little bit of SnowRunner briefly, and also I have done the trucking missions in San Andreas.
Go straight on.
Oh, there were trucking missions in San Andreas?
Yes. There weren't that many, but there were trucking missions in San Andreas.
Dang it. Okay, so even Euro Truck Simulator 1 requires a 2.4 gigahertz processor.
Well, maybe they're all running off of the same improving engine. I don't know.
So I'm gonna have to get a PC with a better processor, which if I get a game.
Hey man,
PC,
you should just be happy that the computer you have that's running at that speed is still running after all these years. Like, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah. Yes, but once I'm sure whatever gaming PC I end up building will be more than capable of handling.
Oh yeah, you could make a computer, box and all, probably. I don't know if I'd say including a monitor, because there's a certain minimum amount of price, but like, you could probably. I mean, you could definitely do it for $500. You might be able to do it for $300.
Okay, let me ask you this: are you factoring in the prices of chips now? Like with
I'm factoring in everything because you'd be putting in a you wouldn't be putting in a high demand modern chip. You'd be putting in an older chip
Oh, okay.
and an older video card because you don't need a lot to run this game. I have a lot to run this game, but that basically makes up the difference of running it in 5K, which is completely unnecessary.
Yeah.
I've got a Vega 48 with however many gigabytes of RAM is on that thing, so I've got 40 gigabytes in the machine.
Well,
wait, that doesn't sound right.
Strategy.
40 or 100? Is it 140? I think I have 140. No, I have a lot of gigabytes.
Wow, that's crazy. But I think my strategy is to go on Steam, figure out what the nicest game is that I want to run, look at those specs, and shop for a rig off of that.
Sure.
Like, off of whatever the minimum specs of the highest fidelity game that I want to play is. Like, that seems like a very realistic way to approach it.
I would say so, yeah. I would be coming from a different standpoint, which is I can make a game run at pretty much any standards if it has scalability. So my concern at this point is building a box that has an NVIDIA fucking graphics card that supports the NVENC because supporting NVENC means that I could stream it at basically very low overhead with Streamlabs or OBS. Because right now what's happening is I have a very powerful ATI, but it doesn't matter Streamlabs because it's all doing software rendering and it's basically crapping the bed. Like, it's not running at the stats it's supposed to be running at. And it's very upsetting. A lot of money in this box.
Oh, sorry. I feel like I keep talking over you.
No, it's just I talk a lot. I'm used to talking a lot.
So for streamers, there's incentive for choosing NVIDIA over anything else.
It certainly seems that way.
Yeah.
Because the overhead for telling a game that's already running to basically run through the processor and be able to stream is much lower when you're using the whatever it's called, the NVENC or codec, the NVIDIA codec. And because I don't have that, because the Windows is not properly utilizing my video card to its fullest extent, and treating it like a software renderer and stuff like that, I am unable to run the games at the resolution I should be able to while also streaming them out. So it's very upsetting. Oh, I'm almost at my destination. Cool. Didn't realize.
So when you stream on console, do you just use the setup that Xbox gives you, or do you use any other?
No. It's all on the same computer, which is part of my problem. So my other solution is to have this computer set up in Mac side of things, so that I can stream everything, and then have a second computer for Windows that is just doing the game. That is my alternate solution.
That is elaborate setup, though.
Okay, how do I do? Oh no, I have to think about this. Okay. This is going to be another complex part with this yacht.
Yeah, another bit of a tight area. I will not talk.
Oh look, a dock. I hope I can't go off it. Oh wait, no, there's a road over there. I thought that was the dock. I thought that was the edge of the thing, and I was like, oh well, that's crap.
Hey, it would make for good content, though.
I mean, potentially, people might be entertained by it, but also torturous because we're going for achievements.
Yes.
I may have started that a little too late.
Yeah, I think you went in a little.
Is this gonna bump? Oh, it's barely not gonna bump.
Is there not a wider camera angle that you could?
Not really.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me, I'm gonna Austin Powers this for just a second. Well, I asked them where they wanted it, and they told me.
Yeah.
Shove it up your dock.
uh,
Okay.
all right. Yeah, backing it straight in, I'm guessing, is gonna be easier for you.
I mean,
Or as
whatever
close
whatever works.
to
I knew-
straight as you can get.
I think this will be good. It is.
Yeah. Yay.
Sailor, 2 of 3. Let me make sure I mark that progress.
Yay.
So that was to Erzberg. Save. Okay. Well, I'm going to act like I'm recording and say, for anybody who's watching later on YouTube, I want to thank you for watching. This has been Euro Truck Simulator 2, presented by Improvision Entertainment. I've been Hunterman.
I've been Ryan.
And we will see you in the future.
Oh,
And then I reach like I'm going to stop the recording, but there's no recording happening, so we'll just... Alright.